Hey y'all, it's dark 30. Barely have this. I'm just kidding. I don't wake up this early unless someone pays me a lot of money. It's just a really cloudy day. I thought it might be interesting to have a little time-lapse video of the project that I am going to do today. You probably can't see any of that. A lattice extension on top of a masonry wall that we have dividing us from our neighbors. This is the before. I've already talked to them about it. They already know I'm doing that today. Be nice to your neighbor. They'll be nice to you. Took about 3.5 hours yesterday to draw up these plans. It really helps me to visualize what it is that I'm doing. So I went outside and I measured all of the wall, put up little blocks to figure out how high is exactly the amount of height that I need in order to block that view from my back porch. So I put a block up, I'd go to the back porch, I'd look over. So I found 16 inches is the height, so that's about 1.5 feet. That's going to be a nice, just short wall, so it doesn't need to have a huge amount of structural support on top of it, and it's lattice work, so it's lightweight. I bought all of my stuff. That took me another hour because you have to really cull through the wood and find straight boards that don't have a bunch of knots in them or warping or cracks or anything like that. This is all done in redwood because redwood is a naturally rot resistant and bug resistant material. I was estimating this whole project to be $170 with the cheapest brackets. I left the store paying $247. I'm a little disappointed about that because I was really excited about doing this for under $200. That's what the costs are, and hopefully this will be a long-lasting. Also, privacy. Can you put a price tag on it? Okay, yeah, you probably can. You have to be a millionaire to have privacy in LA. I have until 6:30 tonight. It is actually 10:23 right now in the morning. That means 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.5 hours that I have to hopefully complete this project, or at least get it to a very close point. I have not bought the lathe yet because I had no idea how much that I would need to buy. I just wanted to get the structure up first because that part's gonna be really easy. It's just nail gunning. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's supposed to be a lovely weekend. So I really wanna get this done so we can enjoy the back porch this weekend and just relax and not look into our neighbor's backyard. Is there anything better than a big pile of wood ready to make a project? I say to you, there is not. Are the brackets. Use this sleeve anchor. It's supposed to go into blocks. That's going to drill into the masonry and then come up through this. We've hit the first hiccup, not surprising. The very first one that gets done always takes the longest, and then everything else starts to go a lot faster. I just have to make a lot of my mistakes on the first one. There will be more mistakes. Be willing to problem solve doing DIY or any creative endeavor where you're creating things. There's just a lot of problem solving that goes on. Fortunately, I like to problem solve. What I do whenever I hit a roadblock is I make a cup of coffee because I need it to fuel myself and not be so irritated. And coffee always does that for me. And I take to the internet. Big problem. This is a 3/8 inch masonry drill bit. It's large. It is taking forever to get through the block. I worked on that for, oh lordy, probably like 20 minutes, and I barely made any depth in there, and I need to get all the way to here. Probably gonna take me 8 hours just to drill 5 of these holes, and then I will have done almost nothing today. And I would much rather get a lot more done. I thought, how deep does it really need to be? I did a little search online, 1.25 inches into. So I can go less deep than what I was doing. But then also what I think would make this go faster is not to have this big ass drill bit and instead do a smaller one, which would require not using these 3/8 inch sleeve anchors that I have. Do a thinner one because then it's gonna make its way through the masonry a lot faster and reduce the chance of cracking the masonry anyways. I kind of hate going to the store because I've just lost over half an hour. We have smaller and shorter sleeve anchors now and a new drill bit that promises it will be 2 times faster and have 5 times the life. Highly doubt that. Let's give it a try. It'll be better regardless because it's smaller. So. Next problem. This sleeve is really long, so even if I can only bury this 1.25 inches, I still have the rest of this sleeve that's protruding, which doesn't allow me to tighten it down to this because there's a big sleeve in the way. I'm going to cut the metal. I hate cutting the metal, I really do. My 2 options are to cut the metal on every single one of these sleeves so that it's shorter, or some kind of a wood insert that goes on top of this so that it then bottoms out at the top of this sleeve, and then I would have to carve a hole out of every single space to then fit over that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Lunch is over. I am so glad not to be doing anything with metal. Wood is my purview. I love working with wood. To drill out the space for that bolt to go up through, so I went and marked how high it was on a spacer block, and that's what I'm going to do now. I am one of three things. I am either incredibly naive, I am the most optimistic person on earth, or I'm way too cocky about my ability to get things done in time. It was very disheartening to work for 7 hours yesterday and only get to the point that I got to. I have to remind myself that the first 1 or 2 are what take the longest because I'm figuring out how things go. And yes, I am wearing the same outfit as yesterday because I can't be bothered to sully new clothes when I'm working on the same project. I'm utilitarian. I am once again very optimistic that I can finish it today because I don't learn my lesson either. So today, let's see what we can get done. Woo! Is 2:23 and it is amazing what a little bit of progress can do for your spirits because I'm feeling much better about today now that I have 2 sections put up. Oh, good morning. It is day 3 of this project for what I assumed was going to be a one-day project. Again, naivety and overconfidence in my abilities to get things done. Yesterday I worked well until after dark. Do fully expect to finish today. First thing this morning I need to go and buy some more redwood lathe strips to make the lattice with. Finish up this project and get some privacy. The lattice that I'm putting up is 1.5 feet high, it's about 16 inches, and each section is about 100 to 105 inches long. Thanks for watching.